Here at Time to Listen, we specialise in working with developmental trauma and attachment, and we often get asked about DDP, what DDP is and how it might help. So DDP is Dyadic Developmental Psychotherapy, and that is a therapy that works with the parent and eventually the parent and the child, or the carer or the guardian and the child, with issues of attachment. So with attachment focused parenting, what we're doing is working with the parents, the guardians, the carers on understanding what's going on for the child in terms of the behaviour, but actually what's going on in their brain. Because children with attachment issues are really struggling with feeling safe, feeling that they can trust adults, and they have a sense that they are a disappointment, that they are a failure. So they're highly sensitive to anything that could be perceived as rejecting. So for lots of us, we have been brought up with sort of a more of a behavioural approach. So the parents, guardians in our life have got an expectation of a certain behaviour, and when we don't behave in that way, it's very clear that they're not happy with us, and so we tend to work very hard to please them. Now, the difficulty with children that have attachment issues is that they're already feeling that they are a failure, that they're a disappointment. Well, actually, let me show you that in a different way. So, for lots of children, they have a sense that they know who they are, that I'm okay. Sometimes I make a mistake, I do something wrong, and the adult is not happy with my behaviour. But they are able to separate themselves from their behaviour. However, with children with attachment issues, they often feel that they are the problem, they are their behaviour. So when we focus on behaviour, when we focus on whatever they've said and done that is not okay, rather than being able to separate themselves from their behaviour, because they think they are their behaviour, what they take from that is, you don't like my behaviour, therefore you don't like me, because I am my behaviour. So with DDP, we are working with the parents or guardians or carers to adopt an attachment focused style of parenting. And what that means is we put aside the behaviour, and initially we focus on the relationship. So my relationship with you is far more important than your behaviour. We can deal with the behaviour at a later date, but it's more important that we are connecting with them on a relationship level, so that they know that no matter what you've said, no matter what you've done, I love you. So with attachment focused parenting, it's very much about using what we call PACE: playful, accepting, curious, compassionate and empathic, so that we are coming alongside the children, we are helping them and supporting them to learn to make good choices for themselves. So that doesn't necessarily mean they will behave how we want them to behave, but hopefully they will be making choices that are not only good for themselves, but choices that we're happy that they're making. But it's for them to learn how to make those choices rather than something that we're enforcing on them. So we initially work with the parents or carers or guardians in order to understand this way of working, how it is different. Well, actually, it's not a way of working, it's a way of being. So attachment focused parenting isn't sort of tools that you bring down for different situations. It is about a way of being that you can use. You can be an attachment focused parent so that you're understanding what your child's behaviour is telling you, that you're able to look underneath the behaviour to know that they're not feeling safe, they're not trusting, and therefore they need help to regulate. So hopefully that will just give you a brief idea that it's about working with you in order to understand the children better and be able to meet their needs so that they can make better choices for themselves. They can learn to self-regulate